What's up guys, TJ Got Kicks 89 here, back with another review exclusively for you guys. Today we have one of the first times that I've ever reviewed Rowley's first pro model for Vans footwear, and it is actually on the I want to call this the re-engineered version, but the recent retro of the Rowley in the Pro Skate line, and this is their black, white, black colorway. And one thing in this shoe kind of made it stand out to me, and I'll show you in a bit. So this shoe comes with no spare laces. This is your standard Pro Skate box, by the way. So quality, comfort, and durability. We'll talk about the quality, comfort, and durability aspects later in the video. There is a sizing tag at the bottom, which is interesting, so you can kind of make out the size conversions. It has like some copywriting, some recycling guidelines, which is nice. Vans skateboarding logo, glossy over there. This shoe is Rowley's first pro model, and just to put into context, this shoe came out around the time that people 1999, right? So that was already the time where shoes started getting a little bit more puffy, getting a little bit more tech, far too tech in my opinion. So this shoe kind of like defied the odds, or basically just defied the norms of skateboarding shoe production in the early 2000s, 1999 to be exact. So let's talk about the shoe in general. They were saying about quality, and I feel that is true. One thing that I think was a staple in Vans Rowley's material selection over the years was that it has always been vegan based synthetics. So when I picked up the shoe and I saw that there was like rough suede, at least, I mean, like this seemed like it's legit suede, I was like, oh okay, probably they have started to like go away from the whole vegan line. Nothing against vegan skateboarding products, but just that synthetics, some of them hold up well to abrasion, but some of them don't. But in my opinion, the best material for skateboarding grip tape abrasion basically is suede, and I'm happy to report that this is actually really nice suede going over at the toe cap here for the eyelets, the lace eyelets there, and on the heel leading up to the back of the shoe, and on that side. So that's quality in my opinion. One thing that will go into that I was saying early on in the video is that this shoe is actually constructed like how the early navy white pair was. But basically the Vans Rowley in 1999, most of them were made with mesh construction on the sides and on the toe. So when I picked this up and I saw that, I was like, oh, that's different, because usually it's like some synthetic material here, or synthetic suede, and obviously on this side you get the same synthetic thing, but that is not apparent here. And I think this shoe, although it not being like the most pliable of materials, but I think this will lend a little bit more to the break-in and comfort of the shoe when you're wearing it to skate. In terms of durability, because this is a pro skate line, when you run your fingers on the inside of the liner around here, you can actually feel like a piece of TPU rubber or plastic. I don't know exactly what it is, but basically there is a TPU plastic just right underneath this synthetic gray part of the toe. And I believe, if it is still true the way that Vans constructs their shoes, this synthetic gray part here runs all the way down. So it's basically like a true triple stitch or triple layered toe cap system. So you have your first toe cap, your second toe cap right underneath that, and your third toe cap is going to be the layer of DuraCap right underneath all of that. And I don't believe there is a DuraCap on this side of the shoe, because that would mean that it's going to be a little bit restrictive. But I think this ballistic mesh is just so durable and it will hold up to abrasion. grip tape abrasion basically. The Vans signature side stripe done up in white is actually genuine leather, and that's very nice. Back of the heel leading to the 66.99, which is stitched instead of embossed for this specific colorway. That's nice to have. The Pro Skate line tag checkered thingy with the Vans at the back. Same thing on this side. You have no spare laces going with the shoes, but you have, interestingly, some oval laces that was also an original feature on the 1999 Rowley. I wish they had extra laces, like some gray to kind of go with this, to match the gray going underneath, but beggars can't be choosers. I'm okay with that. Top, you have the Rowley logo done up in black, and behind it you kind of have that same synthetic material that is underlaying the toe and the heel, and this part right here, just right over there. The tongue is not too puffy. The original 1999 Vans Rowley is obviously super puffed out because at a time where shoes were super puffy, which is actually kind of like the construction that I like nowadays, kind of like a nice simple Vogue shoe with just a slightly puffed up, beefed up upper. But this is just like a nice little slim mid-puff tongue, nice to have. On the back you have Vans copywriting, skateboarding, world's #1 skateboard shoe, size US 9.5. The collar is black and it is decently padded around the heel and around the ankle, which is nice because when you slip it in, when I tried the shoe on in store, the shoes just kind of like locked my heel down, so I don't feel like I'm slipping in and out too much, which also is because of the tongue gussets, or this red tongue centering strap thing, if you can see right over there. And that is obviously a feature that is more than welcome on the Rowley shoe, because I recall the 1999 version not having it. And this is a very welcome change to have, an upgrade of sorts to kind of keep that shoe just snug on your foot and that tongue just kind of like just centered on top of your foot. Because this is a Pro Skate line, so you have a pop cush insole, and that's right over there. Liner is black, and all of this sits on top of a blacked out vulcanized outsole. It's nice to note that there is it's interesting to note that there is no Duracap writing just on that inside foxing right there. But because this is a Rowley shoe, so you have the original Rowley shoe, and this design is exactly the same from 1999 up until 2024. You have double foxing on the front and also on the heel, which helps with heel blowouts, whatever that means, because I've never blown out my heel on my vulcanized shoes. Maybe it's just because of the way I skate, but on Vans's website they say that this foxing tape has a little bit more refined nibs for skateboarding, and it's basically just like slightly thinner and smaller because you don't really need so much aggressive nibs, because this will just wear away. But the rubber compound, which is actually Vans's super stick rubber, is according to people who have reviewed super stick rubber shoes before, is a little bit more wearable and a little bit more durable than most Vans's creep sole waffle outsoles. So this is a little bit more slickier to start, but you just wear it away and it becomes grippy and throughout the entire lifespan of the shoe. On the back you have the Vans branding, Vans Pro skateboarding branding done up in red, which is a nice little color pop to have on that heel. And at the bottom you have Vans's signature waffle tread. And I do want to note something interesting, because during COVID I think lots of Malaysians started researching into how to tell the legit Vans shoes, and I noticed that on this specific shoe, and I think this rings true for all Pro Skates, is that at the top you have a SK8 in one of those reverse diamonds, and at the bottom you have somewhere, where was it, I think there was an ICC branding somewhere. Hold on, bear with me. Is that it? Yeah. So you have ICC just on this inside waffle tread, just right there. It says ICC, and up top there you have SK8. So that is just one of the ways, I guess, just to tell if your Vans shoes are legit. I don't know why people would want to try to replicate Vans skate shoes anyways, because I think it's just because it's such a fairly more straightforward production method, which is putting an upper on a vulcanized sole and just cold cementing it instead of putting it in the oven. And I guess that's just one of the ways that you want to tell whether or not your Vans shoes are legit. A useless piece of info for you, but that was entirely new for me when I was just carefully looking at the shoe. The higher sidewall for the foxing tape is also a redesign that is super welcome on the Rowley, because most Vans shoes, they just pack out, or they just sort of become floppy after you wear them about a week or so. I hope that doesn't happen with this, because one of the reasons why vulcanized shoes break in so easily is because obviously the flexible, sorry, what's the pliableness of the rubber, or how pliable and flexible the shoe is, lends itself to that faster breaking process, but stability is usually always compromised. So with this, happy to report that you actually sit kind of like inside this vulcanized outsole, so that you're kind of securely in the footbed, on the footbed, and kind of like not moving side to side. So that is the Vans Rowley Pro Skate in the black, white, black, or I would like to call it the black mesh or black Cordura colorway, ballistic mesh colorway. And this is the recent 2024 retro for the Rowley Pro, or the Rowley Classics. And this has been your boy. I'm just stuttering too much. This has been your boy TJ Got Kicks 89. This is the Vans Rowley Pro. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace. Let's show the Vans skateboarding.